Reggie Bush has been reinstated as a 2005 Heisman Trophy winner 14 years after this honor was taken away, and I say it's about time. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Reggie Bush being reinstated as the 2005 Heisman Trophy winner. Now, this is a thing that is long overdue, and it shouldn't have happened to begin with. Now, there's a lot we're going to get into. We're going to get into the history of this, why he was stripped of the award, why he's being reinstated, and who might have been in his corner this whole time. We're going to get into all that, but let's go back a little bit. Let's get into a little bit of history behind Reggie Bush. Now, he is one of the most prolific college football players ever, especially USC running backs. It's between him and another guy who just died recently as far as the best USC running backs of all time, but that's a different story, and I digress. The point is, Reggie Bush, a fantastic college football player from 2003 to 2005. Now, he wins the Heisman in 2005 as the best college football player, and he most certainly deserves it. Now, allegations start swirling a little bit later as he's in the NFL. He does not have an amazing NFL career, but he plays from 2006 until 2016. A long career, not a perennial all-star, but a mainstay in the league. But there were some rumors and allegations talking about he was getting paid under the table, receiving improper benefits, and it all came to a head when an investigation was launched into USC, not just Reggie Bush, but the entire school. Now, as a result of this, they found some inappropriate things that were done. He was getting money under the table, allegedly. There was a lot. USC had wins taken away from them. Pete Carroll, the coach at the time, was pretty much run out of Los Angeles. Another person, I think it might have been the AD, lost his job. And then Reggie Bush had his Heisman Trophy stripped away. This took place in 2010. Here we are, 2024, they're giving the trophy back. Now, as far as Pete Carroll or anyone else being made whole or giving an apology, I'm not really sure. They should get an apology at least because, again, nobody should have really been punished here. What was going on, in my opinion, wasn't anything wrong. And if what Reggie Bush allegedly did was wrong, then you got to look at the entire college football industry, the entire men's college basketball industry, and also the women's college basketball. A lot of other players, people, things must be looked at when you're talking about quote unquote amateur sports. Okay. So I'm glad that he got his trophy back. Now, why is it happening right now? A few things. Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, has always been in Reggie Bush's corner. He openly admitted, Johnny Manziel, aka Johnny Football, that when he played at Texas A&M, and he won the Heisman, I think, in 2012 and 2013, that he was getting, quote unquote, inappropriate monies and benefits and whatnot under the table, things that would be considered improper or illegal back then, but would not be considered improper or illegal right now. And as a matter of fact, when Reggie got his trophy back, Johnny Manziel, first guy on the internets, first guy talking on the media, congratulating him, saying it's about time, it's long overdue. Because if Reggie Bush had his trophy taken away, then why was Johnny Manziel able to keep his? Why was there no investigation? Now, I'm not trying to claim racism because Reggie Bush is not the only person that did this who is black, allegedly. There's a bunch of guys and girls in college getting money now, and were getting money before Reggie Bush came in, and they were getting money while Reggie played. This is like trying to single out one person for taking steroids, okay? You want to talk about Barry Bonds. What about Sammy Sosa? What about Mark McGwire? It's not even about color. At a certain point, it could be about politics. Maybe there was an axe to grind against USC or Pete Carroll, Reggie Bush specifically, and that was it, rather than talking about the entire college football industry. But anyway, I'm glad that he got it back. Now, the reason they said they're giving it back to him officially is because of recent changes in the college athletics industry, which is NIL. And if you don't know, that's name, image, likeness. Previously, players could not get paid officially, and they couldn't get endorsements. They couldn't get anything. They may have a stipend for food. Maybe they get a little food card or something like that. But their scholarship was seen as enough payment. Now, before, I didn't know a lot about college athletics. I would have said that that's enough to get paid as a scholarship and a small stipend. But if you only knew how much money that these big programs generate, it'll just blow your mind. It'll blow your mind. And I've learned a lot from watching certain documentaries and talking to people off the record that you may or may not even know, non-celebrities that play at some of these big places. They tell me a lot of things that make me rethink what I thought before. One thing that kind of stuck out is the story of Michael Oher. You guys know what I'm talking about, the guy from The Blind Side. There's some drama happening right now with his family. He's saying the family's robbing him. They took some money and didn't give him the money. There's a lot of back and forth between him and the family, and he's under conservatorship still at almost 40 years old. What's going on with that? Now, some are going to say, well, look, they took him in, they adopted him, so why can't he just look out? Now, last time I checked, when you quote unquote adopt somebody into your house and you expect them to generate revenue, there's a certain name for that I won't use, but it starts with an S and ends with a lavery. That's a different story, and I digress. The point is, that's not necessarily okay to do that, because when you adopt somebody, shouldn't it be out of love and just wanting to be that person's parent or their father, their mother, or whatever, rather than trying to get some money at the end of the day? Isn't that what that's about? But anyway, a person I talked to who played college athletics at a really big program, and I won't mention the name, but shout out to you, you know who you are. This person told me that that kind of thing, people getting quote unquote adopted, that's very common, happens all the time. The only reason why you don't hear about it more is because it's kind of swept under the radar. It's not a situation where there's a celebrity attached to it. And in this case, there was a whole movie with Julia Roberts. If not for that movie and the celebrity status of Michael Oher because of the movie, you would never know about it. It'd be yet another case of that very same thing happening. And wasn't the adoptive father a booster for the college that he went to? I mean, come on, man. Let's just put 2 and 2 together to get 4. Let's be serious. Here's something else. I was watching Gilbert Arenas' podcast. Gilbert Arenas played NBA basketball with the Wizards for, I think, his career. And I think maybe even the Warriors as well, Golden State Warriors. Now, what his guest, Kenyon Martin, also a basketball player, played for a long time with the Nets alongside Jason Kidd. Kenyon Martin said when he was a senior at Cincinnati with Bob Huggins, his face, like his literal face, was everywhere all over the city. Car dealerships, on the side of a bus, billboard, regular just mom and pop shops all in the window. His face was everywhere. Now, to those who may say, well, getting paid and a scholarship and an education is enough. Okay, now what does my face on the side of a city bus have to do with a scholarship? Like, how does that really connect? How does my face at a dealership selling cars, how is that linked to a scholarship? Does Cincinnati University, do they sell cars on the actual campus? I'm having a hard time being able to put that together. My point is that a lot of these guys would have their name and image used while they didn't get any money, but the dealership would, the college would, the boosters or whoever, they would get money, but the athlete would not get money. A scholarship, what's it going to be, 40, 50 grand, 80 grand, compared to the millions that some of these guys generate? I'll give you one last thing here. I could tell you that college at a certain point is intended to just make money off of guys. You should be able to go straight from the league, straight from high school, to the league. You should be able to be 18 years old, leave, and go straight to the NBA. And at one point you could do that. But I think what college athletics realized is that a bunch of guys were leaving the college ranks, going to the league and taking away a big chunk of money. So negotiated. And now it's got to be at least 1 year out of high school. What is 1 year going to do? Why just 1 year? So rather than being 17 or 18, you got to be 18 or 19. The reason why they did that, in my opinion, is to generate revenue for the colleges. That's all. Imagine if LeBron James would have gone to college. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if LeBron would have got caught up under that 1 year rule? I think after LeBron and they realized the impact he had on the city of Cleveland, hundreds of millions of dollars in economic impact to ancillary businesses, not just the Cavaliers. I'm talking about hotels, casinos, bars, clubs, you name it, the airport, everything expanded because of one guy. Imagine him going to, let's say, UCLA or something like that. I mean, you're talking about tens of millions of dollars that get generated off of that one person. So imagine some of the other guys who may not be as big, may not be as popular, but are still pretty big guys, big names. They generate millions upon millions of dollars that these towns depend on, that these places, these colleges depend on, that all the other programs depend on. So yeah, if I'm an athlete and I'm generating a lot of money, people are coming to see me play, they're paying a lot of money, millions in tickets, buying jerseys, buying paraphernalia, buying all this, that, and the third. I should at least be able to get some kind of endorsement with Adidas, Nike, a car dealership, something like that. Why shouldn't I be able to do that? I don't really understand. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Reggie Bush. Your trophy should have always been yours, because if you did something wrong, then we got to go back into every single program and look at what was happening. Guys have been getting money under the table for a very long time. And the boosters and the program directors and the administrators, everybody gets money from this in a kind of sneaky, underhand, under the table kind of way. But who gets in trouble? Why USC? Why Reggie Bush? I don't know. It could have been a political thing against Pete Carroll, Reggie Bush. I have no idea. But ultimately, I'm glad he got his trophy back. It's well deserved. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on Reggie Bush getting his Heisman trophy back? Do you think it's deserved, undeserved, whatever your thoughts are? Let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is most certainly deserved. Reggie Bush, if he did something wrong, then you have to audit the entire college athletics industry back then, before then, and up until when they made NIL legal. Just get everybody, and don't just pick on one particular school or one particular guy. That's all I got to say. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.